Okay, good evening. Welcome to tonight's whole team running call, whatever it takes team call. Thank you so much for jumping on. We are very excited tonight. We've got Justine who is joining us. Justine is a national marketing director. Let me just check if where is she? She was definitely here a minute ago. There she's waving, and you've moved in Medical Square. You're over there. So I'll let Justine tell her own story, but you may or may not know, if you are new into the business, you may not know that we have an incentive running at the minute to get to Thailand, and that will be in January 2024. So at the end of the call, I will tell you how you can get there as well. But Justine won, or earned, really, didn't just win it, she earned her place on the incentive the last time it ran. So I thought it'd be great to get her on to share her story a little bit with us. I know she's an upline to a lot of you as well. So I just wanted to get her on this call. So let me just bring you on, my love. There she is.
Hello.
Hello. Hiya. Thank you so much for agreeing to do the call. It's lovely to see you. So we've only got 25 minutes, so I want to get right to the point. Can you tell us a little bit about your story? So I know you're a national marketing director now, but take us back to the beginning and tell us a little bit how you got involved and how you got to national marketing director.
So I'm coming up to my 9-year anniversary now. It's my 9-year anniversary on the 10th of March, so only a couple of weeks away. So going back to March 2014, I was completely different to the person that I am now. So oh God, that feels like such a long time ago, but it's gone so fast because time flies when you're having fun, right? So where do I even begin this? Let me kind of go on a bit of a backstory. So I got married when I was really young. I was only 18 when I got married. My husband's in the army, so I moved away from home when I was really
not requesting to speak.
So I was only 18 and I moved 6 hours away from home. And nobody, I had no family around me, no friends around me. And yeah, I was just a bit of a shell of a person. So I've grown hugely since then. So I was a young mum, didn't do anything other than being a mum until my daughter went to school. I'd always struggled with my weight, so I've done every single weight loss product, plan, whatever, underneath the sun. And that's how I first heard about Juice Plus. So I left school with no qualifications. And when my daughter started school, I got a little part-time job as a dinner lady in her school. Like I said, I had no friends and no family around, so I had no childcare at all. And that was the only thing that I thought that I was capable of doing, really. Like I had no education, messed around in school the lot. So I had this little part-time job as a dinner lady, stumbled across the products to help me with my weight loss and fell in love with it straight away. So I am very open on social media, and I always have been, even before starting the business. So I was taking the shakes and posting about it naturally. And then my upline at the time, she's not in the business anymore, she silly girl, she approached me about the business, and I'd never heard of network marketing before. Like no one on social media was posting about it, and I thought, what have I got to lose? So back then there was none of these preview groups that you're added into. Like I was blind, like I had no idea. I'd heard no success stories. I just got told that I could join the business for 50 quid and earn a bit of extra money, and I needed extra money. I was earning £160 a month as a dinner lady. Like, why the hell was I even doing that? Like, it was pocket money, but it got me out of the house and it got me meeting people, so it's fair enough. So I didn't even really think about joining the business. I thought about where I was going to get the 50 quid from, and my husband paid for it for me. But I just jumped straight in with both feet. So like I said, back then there was none of these like calls that you can get on all of the time. It was literally a conference call, like once a month, that you had to dial into and pay to go on. Which is funny looking back, because that just goes to show how much social media and everything has massively changed. But I just jumped straight in with both feet. So my upline weren't great when I joined. I don't think she really understood what she was doing myself. But if you want it to work, you'll find a way to work it. So I actually Googled how to reach SP. Like, it was on Google. I Googled how to do it. So that's what I mean. So if you want to find out how to do something, you'll find a way regardless. So I started on the 10th of March and I hit SP by the end of the month. Can't remember how much I got paid in that month because the bonuses and all that have changed now, but it was money that I've never earned before. the next month I hit SC, the next month I hit SSC, and I was absolutely like loving life by now. Like everything was just like coming like out of nowhere. Like it was crazy, and it was all because I was sharing my journey, sharing my weight loss, sharing my shakes and the other products that I'd got onto at that point. And that's where this all came from, was just document, using your Facebook as a diary basically. So we were living in Essex at the time then, and we now live back at home. So the business has done like just so much for me. So I live back in my hometown now, and that's all thanks to the bonuses that I've got. And it's just been absolutely incredible. So obviously once I'd hit SSC, I then hit QNMD, and I was at that position for quite a while. And NMD still seems so far away, but then I massively knuckled down. So I got invited to a couple of NMD schools. It was like a meeting, they'd bring everybody together, and it was so good. Like this, and I know I'm going to talk about Thailand, but it's not just Thailand that the company have like done for me. Like I've been to loads of these little trips away, like along the way, and it was there where I was surrounded by people that were going for exactly what I was going for, and we all just gunned for each other. We all worked together, and it was literally months after that I hit NMD, and every single person there hit NMD as well. So it just goes to show. So where Thailand came about, that just took things to another level then, because it weren't just the bonus that I was going for, it was this once in a lifetime holiday. So I was thinking before I got on the call tonight, it was actually at an On Fire event where the Thailand incentive was announced in February 2018. I hit NMD in the April 2018, and then we went to Thailand in the following January. So it's exactly the same way around this the trip coming up again. So yeah, that's just a little bit about my story, and it's done so much for me and my family. And I dread to think if I'd ever said no to the business, because I'd probably still be in a dinner lady somewhere in the country where my husband was based and not enjoying my life very much.
Amazing. I absolutely love that. Like, what an incredible story as well. You've done so well. And I think now I'm thinking I need to go and offer this business to loads of dinner ladies, right? If you're only earning 160 quid, but and this is a really good point though, guys. A lot of women especially do those kind of jobs, dinner ladies, helping out in schools, lollipop ladies, that kind of thing. It fits around school, right? So you can do it in the time that you've got. So definitely, as does this, but the money is significantly better, right? So I love that. So I wanted to just dial into a little bit before we talk about the Thailand trip and what that was like. You touched on there what you said, finding a way. So you find a way if you really want to do something. So we had, as you said, there was no Zoom, there's no Facebook Live. It was really, really different. It's only 9 years ago, but very, very different. So when you say, what did you do? Like, you had your daughter, you were working a bit, you're obviously a mum and a wife. How did you build your business so quickly in those first few months? What were you doing?
Well, probably things that I shouldn't have been doing, like going to the toilet when I was working to go on my phone, because you can't leave a message. But I just utilised the time that I did have, which I was only working a couple of hours a day, so I did have quite a lot of spare time, but everything was about Juice Plus. I woke up and it was the first thing that was on my mind. I went to sleep, it was the last thing that was on my mind, because I was so excited about it, and I just ran with that excitement. Like, if you're excited, everyone is going to pick up on that excitement and want to be involved in it as well. So I just did what I could in my time, and like I said before, it was just documenting everything, like on Facebook, like everything that I was doing, my meals that I was having. People wanted to get involved because they wanted to feel like what I was feeling like and what I was showing that I was feeling like. And yeah, that was just basically being excited about it.
Well, just interestingly, when there was no Zoom and stuff like that, obviously we had a lot of live events where you had to kind of physically go along to it. So when you joined, you didn't really know anything about network marketing, not that much about the business side of things. What was it that you saw or heard that got you excited so that you were like, right, I'm going to give this everything I've got? Can you remember?
So I can remember there was I think it was the first call that I ever went on a couple of weeks after I joined. And that was when it really opened my eyes for what the business can do for people. And the call was with a couple of my uplines. And once they started talking about everything that they've done, they were getting some of them had just hit NMD, so they were talking a bit like what I'm talking like now, like getting that massive bonus. Like I'd not really looked into like the bonuses and stuff that you could get. That really excited me because I was earning absolutely nothing, and I thought, oh my god, if I can earn money like this, and this will completely and utterly change my life. So it was jumping on them calls. So because we didn't have them like very often at all, you made sure that you definitely got on them calls. Like calls are so important, and I know that we've got a lot now, but you'll pick up something on any call that you're on, just one little thing that someone might say that might just make you think, oh my god, I can do this, or oh my god, I really want to be able to achieve that. So massively make sure that you are getting on all of these calls. But it was just tuning in and making sure that I was on them and fueling that excitement constantly.
I think it's really important, because I think sometimes there's always something that you hear. So I always try and say to people, even if you just stick your headphones in, you don't have to have your camera on if you can't, but just like listen in, especially to these kind of calls where people are sharing what they're doing, or like inspiration calls, I would call them, really, because as you said, we used to have to dial in and listen in on a Monday night. There used to be like 1,000 people and it was really crackly line and stuff, but we always picked up really good tidbits as well.
It cost about 20 quid to listen.
It was really
did it anyway.
I remember people used to say to me, oh my god, that call, I got a phone bill and it was like 20 quid, but it was worth it, right? It was an investment. But now Zoom is pretty much free. And then the other thing you said that was you utilized the time that you did have and documented your journey. So could I like just kind of go back to that a little bit, because one of the things you start, I think, at the beginning, and you guys, it's a lot of you are new, or bringing new people into the business who are a little bit scared about like, oh, posting too much on Facebook or sharing too much of the journey. So how did you get how did you find doing that? Was it come naturally? Did you have to kind of force yourself to do it?
Like I said, I'm quite open anyway, and I kind of have that attitude as I don't really care what people think, and I think people know that I don't really care what people think. So no matter what anyone would say to me, it would never stop me doing what I want to do. So always remember that, like, people's opinions don't pay your bills. Like, don't be afraid to share what you want to share and show what you've got. If you're not showing what you've got on offer, no one's going to know that you're trying to sell something. So make sure that you are showing what we've got, because the products are absolutely insane, and once you're using them and loving them, then why wouldn't anybody else want to feel like what you're feeling like? So I just, even now, I start the day by posting a picture of my shake most mornings, because that's what I'm having for breakfast. That might bore people that I'm having a Snickers shake for breakfast, because I've had one every day for the last 9 years, but that's what I have and that's what I love. And I also think the team are laughing because they know that I'm an absolute Snickers shake-aholic. Like, I love them. But people can see that. And then if I'm ranting and raving about this all the time, like, yeah, it's amazing showing different flavors of your shakes and stuff, but I love a Snickers shake, and people will be like, right, I need to have some of this Snickers shake because she loves it so much. And whenever I've like lost a bit of weight or whatever, I'll share it, because come on, we're women. Like, we've all at some point wanted to change the way that we look or change the way that we feel, and show that, because other people will relate to that. Everybody will relate to that.
Absolutely, take people on the journey with you. So I totally agree with you. If you're feeling a little bit like, the best advice I got around that was like, it's your news feed, so put whatever you want on there, and other people manage their own news feed. So I only really see what I want to see on my news feed. So I put what I want on mine and I see what I want on mine. So yeah, don't worry too much about what other things people think. It's great advice. And the other thing I was going to ask you about before we get on to the Thailand thing, how did you start to build a team? Did you start straight away? Did you wait a little bit time? So like, obviously now it's £1, right? So I'm trying to encourage people to just like, share it with everybody, because we had to find people to spend £50 or £65 or whatever. So how did you start to build a team? Did you just get stuck in with that as well?
Yeah, so quite fast again. When I signed up, I had no idea how to sign up a team member. So that was probably something that I Googled as well. But it was just talking about it. Like, I shared what the business was doing for me when I got my first bonus, which I think it was like £100 for SP or something back then. I mean, we're so lucky now that we get a P+ bonus, because we didn't have that back then. But I shared that. Like, I was absolutely buzzing about that. I was proud of myself for that. I told all of my friends about it, so all of my friends got on it with me. And you have to tell people about it. Like, don't just wait for people to come to you. So whenever someone was like liking something of mine, I was messaging them straight away. And again, it's back to the excitement. If you're not excited about it, then someone else isn't going to be excited about it either. So I just ran with that, really. The team just grew at a rapid rate, because everyone that I was bringing in were also excited. Then they had people signing up, and it does literally just go off excitement and telling people about it. Like, because again, it's exactly the same with the products. If you're not telling people about it or showing that you've got a business opportunity, then no one's going to know about it.
You know what's really good training, because I think sometimes people, me included, we can overcomplicate things a little bit, or if you're looking at anything, I've got all this stuff I need to do, but actually that's the job, isn't it? Just tell people about it, let people take a look at it. So really, really good advice, and you have to tell people about it.
I've shown as well about how much it was making me grow as a person, because back then the majority of people on Facebook were people that I knew, so they knew what I was like. And I joined the business in the March. In the October, I flew to Barcelona on my own. Like, I would never ever do that. So it weren't just showing what the business was doing for me, like financially, and it was showing people that I was making friends. I was pushing myself out of my comfort zone. Like, there'll have been loads of people that were sat there watching me thinking, oh my God, I would love to be able to get on a plane and fly to a different country on my own. Like, and then when I got there, everyone was there waiting for me. Like, that blew my mind. Never mind Thailand. Barcelona was a game changer for me as well.
It was a phenomenal conference, that one in Barcelona 2014. It was amazing.
That was the first ever event.
Wow. There's loads coming up, guys, as well. So like we've got not Durham, Dublin on the 13th of May. We've got the Bolton event, the John's event in April on the 13th of April, the 15th of April, and then there's a Birmingham event in May as well, the 20th. So tell you more about those closer to the time, but kind of get them in your diaries, because they are phenomenal when you get along and see the bigger picture. And I think, just before we talk about Thailand, there, what you said is really key there. That people talk about lifestyle, but actually the lifestyle is the life that you create, the freedom, the sharing, the confidence, all of that stuff, like getting on a plane and going to Barcelona by yourself. And I think it's phenomenal. So just take Justine's advice, just share what you're doing, and let people take a look at it and see what happens. So what happened for you? You got to QNMD pretty fast, stayed there for a little while, as you said, and then saw the Thailand incentive in the January and got yourself to National Marketing Director. Just so we're clear, National Marketing Director came with, what bonus did you get for that?
£7,200. My wage that month was just over 11 grand.
Wow. Just over 11 grand in a month, right? It's like a lot more than you were earning as a dinner lady, right? And at home, like on your phone, and just catching up with people. And that's there for everybody. It's there for all of us to get, and all of you guys to get to. So tell us about Thailand. When you saw that, how did you feel about that? Did you think, I'm going to go to that, or where was your head at?
I still remember exactly now. We were sat near the back in that same room where On Fire always is. Loads of the team were there, and I think it was a QNMD in my team, Silvana. She was sat behind me, and it was up on the screen, and she patted me on the shoulder and she goes, "You're going to be there." And I can still remember it now. And at that point I thought, oh my God, like, I feel like I've been going for NMD for ages now, which in actual fact, I say I was at QNMD for a while. It wasn't really a while. It just felt like it was a while because I wanted it so badly. And I thought, right, I seriously, that the money, the bonus is insane that comes with NMD, but this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, like, and it literally was. So that was in the February, and then I think it was about the March that we went to the NMD school, and everybody wanted to go to Thailand. That was just something extra then that was added to it, and we all did go to Thailand, which was just weirdly insane. So yeah, I knew that I wanted to be on that plane. I wanted to be one of them people on that plane.
So when you qualified for NMD, got your bonus and got the commission, I mean, that's a great thing to achieve anyway. Tell us a little bit, I'm going to put some photographs up while you're talking about this, but tell us a little bit about the Thailand experience, because it's the same place, it's Qatar Rocks, it's the same apartments, the same place that there's on offer this time, but you've been, so you can tell us some first-hand experience. Tell us, like, from getting on that plane to like coming home, what was the experience like? And I'll try and put on some of these pictures while you're talking.
So when I got it, I still thought, oh my God, like, is this even real? Like, will we actually be going to Thailand? Like, it was such a surreal feeling. I travelled down to London because I wanted to fly with everybody else. So I live in Barrow-in-Furness in Cumbria, so miles and miles away from London. But it was all part of the excitement. So I went down to London, and me, Kirsty Smith, and Jackie Hind, if you know them, that Kirsty's a PMD plus, and Jackie is also an NMD, and we all went together. So we were all just dead giddy. We'd booked ourselves into the VIP at the airport, and that was just like, that just kicked off the once in a lifetime trip that we had ahead of us. It was obviously a super long flight. It was like 13 hours flight. We hadn't slept for like what felt like days, but we were running off excitement like that. What I feel like I've been running off the past 9 years is just excitement, excitement, excitement. There's always something. So when we got there, we met up with other people that had come from, people had flown from Manchester, like blah de blah. There was 12 of us that got it, so only a small amount of people really. I think that they might need to get more rooms this time round. So when we got there, they'd hired us like a private taxi service, which weren't just a yellow cab. It was like a massive like limo with drinks inside it, leather seats. Like it was, they literally pushed the boat out for us, and you guys have got all of this to come because it was the best. So when we got there, the place is out of this world. Like that picture there now, that's like the main pool, and it's looking out all over the sea. But when you get there, just like the buildings are in it, like something I've never even seen before. You get carted around on these buggies because it's like uphills, downhills. You don't have to walk anywhere. They literally buggy you everywhere. Like it's so funny. So when we got there, we got took into where our villa was. So they had 2 villas, and John was there waiting for us. Alex was there waiting for us. There was champagne everywhere, and none of us could believe our eyes. We were hugely sleep deprived, running off literally champagne. And it was as if we were like literally in a dream. Like I actually thought, am I hallucinating here? You know, when you're so tired and you think, is this actually real life? That's what the entire week felt like, really. It was absolutely unreal. Like I sent Emma some pictures, I'm not sure whether they'll come up or not, of kind of what the villa was like, but it was somewhere where I would have never ever thought that I'd stay in my life. I actually looked up how much it was to stay in that villa, and it was 25 grand a week. So that is the kind of level that we're talking here. Like this is millionaire lifestyle. They put on loads and loads of like different activities and trips for us, and it was all a surprise. So like we knew nothing about it. We got like a little itinerary when we got there. Like on our beds there was a little gold envelope for all of us saying like kind of what the trip was going to involve. So what did we do? I'm trying to think back to it in order. So on the first day, I think it was, so the day after we'd got there, we had a private yacht that took us to a private island, like unreal. So we were on this yacht. Obvious champagne was just everywhere the entire week, and we pulled up to this like private island, which they had like these like little dinghy boats that took us to the island, and we were all in the sea, and they put on like loads of amazing food for us. That was just insane. The next day, I think we had the elephants, which was probably my favourite part. I think that was a lot of people's favourite parts because that's just an incredible experience in itself, isn't it? So we went there and they took us to a sanctuary. So it wasn't like the place, you know, like there's some places in Thailand where, you know, that they're riding elephants and stuff like that. Like elephants don't want to be ridden. It was a sanctuary where they'd rescued elephants. So there was loads of this like just amazing stories behind all of these elephants that they had there, and we were crying and everything. Like that was just the best experience ever. We all got to like stroke them and have our pictures took with them and stuff, and they're memories that'll literally stay with me for the rest of my life. Then we had another like private, we're at a private beach. It was like a beach party. So they took us to Paradise Beach. I'm not sure if you've ever heard about it. It's quite a famous place in Thailand. And we just literally drank cocktails all day. John and Alex rocked up on a speedboat. Like it was just it was just crazy. The best time ever. They put on a private dinner for us with a private firework display. So we all sat down and like we had this amazing dinner. We all got dressed up for it. And then just before like we thought we were going to be going back to the villas, there was just a private firework display just for us. And we were just all just massively in the moment there, like thinking, wow, like we've worked so hard to get here. Like this is an experience that'll stay with us for the rest of our lives. On the last night, you know, them lanterns that you let off and go into the sky, we all wrote like a message on it of what we wanted to do when we got back from Thailand. So like PMD was there on mine, and we all let them off in the sky, which that was an incredible experience. We also went to the Big Buddha. I forgot about that. That was insane. If you go to Thailand, you have to go to the Big Buddha, and that was just like massively inspirational, like being around like that atmosphere. That was the energies that were there and stuff. It was amazing. And there was like a little tree there that you could write a note on of what you wanted to achieve. And being around there, it's literally you believe that you can do something and you will do it. And we all felt like that, like we could fly to the moon if we wanted to. It was just the best experience, and it's something that probably I am most proud of from my entire Juice Plus journey, and the thing that I've felt the most proud of myself about. And you guys have got all of this coming, and I just think I can tell you about it until the cows come home, but you've got to be there because it was out of this world. Like Bear Grylls owns an apartment there. All these famous people go there. Like it is literally, I actually think it's in the top 5 places in the entire world that you can go to that resort.
I am desperately trying to share the rest of your photographs from my phone, but it won't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send them out into the team chat so you can have a look at all of the stuff that Justine's just talked about, the hotel, the rooms, the elephants, the beach. I'm literally going to put them just straight into the team chat so you can have a look at them. So the people that are on the call will be thinking, what on earth is all of this? But I wanted to just get, because they're so good, but I couldn't, they were too big to me to email them all to myself. So I'm going to send them out in the Rio chat. You can share them out in your own team chats as well. There we go. You should get them incoming in a minute. Let me just send. Come on, my phone is so slow. There we go, sending 26, but it's worth a little flick through because they're phenomenal and just gives you a taste of what is on offer. So Justine, thank you so much for sharing that. I am excited to go as well. So really quickly,
like I'm not letting all of you guys go, and I'm not going.
So do you want to share what the guys need to do to get to Thailand? It's pretty straightforward.
Just go all balls in. Like it's there for the taking. Why would you not? Just grab it with both hands and just do whatever you can to make sure that you're there, because the business is incredible. I mean, come on, like what are the company doing for us at the moment? Like there's no excuse that no one shouldn't be there, because we've got the £1 sign up fee. Like who's going to say no to that? Like surely people have got no other reason to not join when it's £1. We've got the lowered amount to be hitting SP. We've got Rio. Like there's so much coming up. Like now is the time. Like there's been no better time to grab it with both hands, literally, and just do whatever it takes. Literally, it's on Emma's title. Do whatever it takes.
And that's what whatever it takes means, right? Whatever it takes, what that means for you is whatever that means for you. So that might just, for me, it just means going all in. But all you've got to do, guys, is do exactly what Justine did, right? Get yourselves to NMD. It's not complicated. You don't have to collect any points, right? It's dead straightforward. Get to NMD, you get to go to Thailand. I think you've probably got to do it by around about maybe November, December time. I'm not sure of the exact date, but
one huge tip that I actually got went to NMD school was speak to 10 people a day about the business and about the products. Because if you're talking to people, yeah, you'll get no's, but if you get no's, it means that you're speaking to people. So make it a priority to speak to 10 people every single day, because it would have to happen. You're speaking to that many people a week, a month. Someone is going to join your team. Someone is going to join the products, and teach that throughout your team as well, because at the end of the day, it is just speaking to people.
telling people about it. That's the biggest tip you've given that I've just taken. It's so simple, right? Tell people about it. 10 people a day. Just get to work, guys. Justine, I need to run because we've got the opportunity call now where we can tell everybody about it. Super, super, super grateful to you for your time. I really, really appreciate it. Give it up for Justine, as John would say, in the chat. Send her a message and say thank you. And I'm excited to see you on the beach in Thailand and everybody else there too. And this is recorded so we can send it out to your team as well. Justine, thank you so much for your time. Genuinely appreciate it. Super proud of you. Let's get you to IMD now and onwards and upwards. Have a good one. See you guys. Thank you. Bye.